sunrise and sunset protocols. Just kind of putting a name out there to imply one's kind of a warm-up, one's kind of a self-care, not necessarily a cool-down, but together they make that completion, they make that full day together. So, I try to keep it short. Let me know, give me some feedback about this one. Start off just a little bit of motion, whether it's jogging in place, jumping in place, something, just to get some muscle contractions going, just to get some kind of movement. And we start down at right at the head here. First thing I like to do is take the head up and down, nice controlled motions, and I'm here. From here, we're just changing the direction of the head. Instead of extension and flexion, start doing lateral flexion. And as I do this, I like to reach in the opposite direction. So as my head goes right, my left arm's reaching left. Really try to increase that stretch there for me. And after 5 to 10 of these, well, what I can do is I'm going to start rotating the head. I'm going to take the nose back and forth like so. I can't go fast on this one. Makes me way too dizzy. So we get some motion in the neck. Now I like to bring our attention over to the shoulders here. Of course, I want to bring more to the neck, but just trying to keep it short, keep it to the point. So getting into the shoulders here, and really the chest, the upper back, and down the arm as well. I'm going to start with some big shoulder circles. I know, it's rough in a room like this. And in fact, we're going to continue this chain, going back like this. We're just going to bring it down to the elbow. So then we're going to be here. Getting the elbow to rotate out. We don't really think of the elbow.
I know.
Yeah, we don't think of it like that. Of course, a lot of the times we're reminded that it's a hinge joint, and that there's other joints in the area that are providing this rotation. Let's just call it an elbow altogether. And let's take the wrists. Go out with the wrists. Just continue in the same direction. We're now just kind of changing the joint. And now let's take those rotations in. Go ahead and take the elbows in. This always makes me feel funny. And then we top it off with the shoulders.
Yeah. The happiest little kid ever.
Yeah. It's my dance move I use at the clubs.
That's how you got Linda.
We rotate forward.
Yeah.
And we start bringing the arms across the chest. Here. Real basic. Nice big arms. Alternating which one's on top. Yeah.
We need to put some
Cool.
of these in the bloopers reel.
Take a little bit of time to rotate.
Now, when you're rotating, you're actually pushing your elbows back behind you. Am I correct?
I'm not really pushing, but I am letting my body weight take it there.
Okay.
That is very important to note that I'm not... Nothing, nobody, nothing. One important thing to note is I'm not doing this. I'm not kicking the elbow back and then launching my leg forward at the same time. You'll see a lot of high school kids do that because of wearing those backpacks with compression. Don't get me wrong. I love the spine having mobility. I love getting adjustments. Let's just leave it up to the chiropractor to do all that cool stuff. Where was I? Oh, rotating. And then what we're going to do from here is we're going to reach up and over. From the one side to the opposite side. And actually try to bring your arm kind of back as you do this. A lot of the times people want to bring their arm forward. Feel free to try to bring it up behind that head.
Yeah.
These are the coolest high fives ever. Now after a few of these, what you're going to do, take one arm, bring it over, take the other arm, go ahead and meet it. Take your hands and your arms, press them together as best you can and round that upper back.
Oh, that's a good one.
And then from here, we just do the opposite. Take your hands, rotate them out, bring them up, and bring them away from each other to get that beautiful chest stretch. Now, an important thing to remember about this one is we're not here,
Oh, yeah, that was
we're here. We want that nice, level spine as we're doing this.
Can you do that one more time?
Absolutely. So we're not here. We are here. More of this posture. I like to remind people about posture because if you're not keeping it during stretching, you probably are just looking real funny doing it. From here, we bring our attention down to the hips, through the knees, and to the ankles, getting some awesome rotations. If you're a fan of SpongeBob, you'll like this one. Bring it around town. Yeah, or time more. So we bring it around, and as I do this, I like to really emphasize those points where I can't get any range of motion. Like right out here, try to push through it. You might even feel it in the knees. Your hamstrings might be saying thank you. Go and switch it up. If you feel funny doing it, you're doing it correctly. Cool. So we got the hips. Bring the feet together. Let's get those knees. Hands on the knees here, and we're just making circles. I love this one.
I'm serious. Oh. How much going on there, James?
Oh, it's dislocated. That's why it hurt. Go ahead and switch it up. I knew a kid who played video games for so long that when he went to go stand up, he dislocated his knee. I don't know how that happened.
Is your brother? Your brother?
Yes. Go ahead and pop one foot out. Just have to rotate those ankles. I tried not to make it too personal, and all of you knew.
I'm sorry. Oh.
And we rotated the opposite direction. Linda, can you grab me that half foam roller?
Yes.
Cool.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, switch it up. Do the opposite foot.
Oh, I can have
Another way of doing this, by the way, you can actually plant the toes on the ground. You can kind of use the toes as almost like an axis. Kind of rotating around that. My problem is coming up towards the inside. It's a little more difficult. I think I get those hips in there. Cool. And we kind of end this sunrise protocol. I love the ankles. It's a weird thing, I know. But when we've got dysfunction here, you can bet it's going to translate all the way up through the body just because of beautiful, beautiful gravity. So a calf stretch is very much indicated, and a proper calf stretch. Keeping that nice tall body and actually stepping into the stretch right here, not doing something like this, which is very common for people. I'm stretching. No, again, you just look funny. Keep that proper posture and come into it. As you release soleus and gastrocnemius, well, the ankle is going to align better, the knees are going to align better, and of course the hips over all that. Complementing this, take the dorsal part of the foot and let's just press it against the ground. This one's easy to do. If you don't have a half foam roller, that's why she brought the book. Use a big book instead. Use the curve. Huh? Oh, from the side, just kidding. Let me get something like this. A big thing to remember about this tib stretch, and you can see my ankle wants to do it, we're not doing this. We're not letting the ankle kind of cheat and come out to the side. It needs to be straight over it as best as possible. Cool. That's a sunrise protocol.
That's awesome.
Just starting off in the morning doing something like that.
You're going to see some random fingers going up.